Hi everyone. In this video, we'll be looking at General IELTS Writing Task 1, which is letter writing. There are three types of letters: formal, semi-formal and informal, and you can expect any one of these in your exam. This video focuses on informal letter writing. I'll tell you everything you need to know about informal letters, from what they are to how to write high-scoring informal letters. Let's begin with what is an informal letter. An informal letter is a friendly letter you write to a close acquaintance, friend, family or relative. Since it's written to someone you are close to in a relationship, the letter has an informal and personal tone. An IELTS informal letter is always to a friend. It can be a thank you letter, an invitation, advice to a friend or a letter of apology. So remember, whenever you are asked to write a letter to a friend, then it's an informal letter. Let's take a look at the question prompt. As you can see in this question statement, there are 3 bullet points and some general instructions to follow. As per the instructions, you should spend about 20 minutes on the task, write at least 150 words, you do not need to write any addresses, and you should begin your letter as follows. It's pretty simple and clear, right? Now let's first read out the question statement. It says, you have moved to a new apartment. Next month you have a family function. Write a letter to your friend who lives abroad. The question statement clearly indicates that it's an informal letter. The scenario is you have a family function at your new apartment and you need to invite a friend who lives abroad to the function. The 3 bullet points in your task question tell exactly what to write in the letter. The examiner will look for information around these bullet points in the letter. Nothing more, nothing less. So you can see the task card tells you everything from what to do to how to do it. It's like a ready-made plan to follow for your writing. Now to give you an example of a Band 9 letter, here's a sample. Let's dive into this letter section by section and see what makes it a Band 9 letter. This part here is the greeting part. This is taken directly from the instructions. Since it's an informal letter, it does not require a title and last name. First name is all it needs. Dear Sanjay. That's it. Next is the opening statement. In the opening statement, you can ask your friend how he is doing or share some news about yourself. You can include a small friendly talk before telling the reason for writing the letter. This is how you should write. I haven't heard from you since you went to Paris last year. I hope all is well with you. As you would be coming to India next month during vacations, I'd love to have you here in my new house on the occasion of my marriage. So first I asked about my friend's well-being and then I mentioned the reason for writing the letter. Now comes the core part of your letter. These 3 paragraphs here are the most critical. They form the body of your letter. This is where the main content is. Each of these paragraphs is based on one of the bullet points. Paragraph 1 is based on bullet point 1, only point 1. Paragraph 2 is based on bullet point 2 and third paragraph is based on point 3. It's critical that you cover each point in a separate paragraph so as to not mix 2 different ideas. While writing these paragraphs, you have to be very imaginative as you need to create a story for each point. You have to think of ideas and write a few sentences for each bullet point. To make things easier, you can think of similar instances from your life or someone else's life, right? So the point 1 in this letter says, explain why you have shifted. So accordingly, I've written, since I'm getting married, I've moved into an independent house of my own. Moreover, as my parents also live with me now, there will be frequent visits of guests. In addition, this place is close to my office. Second point tells you to describe the family function. So paragraph 2 should be like, My fiancé is actually one of our college batchmates. This will be a special function as all our college friends are coming and we'll have a get-together on 24th March. The wedding will be on 25th March and the reception party will be at my residence on the following day. And finally, you need to invite your friend to attend the function. So this is what I have written. Please plan your holiday accordingly and join us with your family. You should take out 3 days to be part of all the ceremonies. It would be great to catch up with you. After covering all the 3 points, it's time to close the letter. In the closing statement, you can sum up the reason for writing the letter. You can make any final requests or list any final requirements here. You can also invite the reader to write back or reply to your letter. This shows the intention to keep the conversation going. What we have written is, please confirm the date of your arrival. That's all. And finally, sign off the letter in a friendly, informal way. See you soon, Rajat. Now let me tell you why this letter deserves an 8 or 9. The examiner evaluates your response on the basis of 4 parameters: task achievement, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy. I've taken care of all of these things when writing the model letter. Let's go over each of these parameters to understand what they mean and what you need to do to score high in each one of them. Task achievement simply means completing all the parts of your task. It means writing what you have been asked to write. Nothing more, nothing less. In no way you can deviate from the topic. It might sound obvious, but when you are under pressure, it's quite easy to overlook the important details or to stray from the topic. And if that happens, you lose marks. Therefore, it's very important for you to understand the question statement or scenario properly and then elaborate on all 3 bullet points. This is what the examiner expects you to do. As you can see in the sample letter, all the 3 points have been covered separately. And whatever I've written in each paragraph is strictly related to that particular bullet point only. To score high in task 1, your letter should be well structured as well as logical. This is what coherence and cohesion means. I've structured the letter using different paragraphs. This is important. The examiner marks you on your ability to separate different sections or ideas in different paragraphs. I've organized the letter into 5 paragraphs, including the opening and closing statements. The 3 body paragraphs are the most critical ones. I've made sure that each bullet point is covered in a separate paragraph so as to not mix or blend 2 separate ideas. Plus, I've also made sure that they are almost the same length. The other important area to consider is to have a logical flow between the sentences and paragraphs. It shouldn't be like that you have written a sentence and the next sentence is completely unrelated to it. That won't make any sense, right? You need to make sure that each sentence you write in your letter connects to the next sentence. For instance, here the first statement talks about the new house. Now the next statement talks about why I moved into a new house, because I'm getting married. There is a connection between the 2 sentences, right? Therefore, each statement in your letter should connect with the next statement. Only then it would sound logical. You can also make use of linking words such as moreover, in addition, to connect ideas or paragraphs. Let's talk about lexical resource or your vocabulary. Since you are writing an informal letter, you should make use of words, phrases, or expressions that you use in everyday conversation. To score high, you need to use a variety of words to show off your vocabulary. And remember not to use the same words over and over again. Let's take a look at the vocabulary we have used in our model letter. I've highlighted some of the keywords here. Haven't heard from you. I hope all is well with you. I'd love to. On the occasion of. These are some standard phrases or expressions. Moved into, get together, take out, catch up. These all are phrasal verbs. See you soon. That's a friendly sign off. You can see I've used a range of different words, and most importantly, my choice of words is informal. I've made use of contractions, phrasal verbs, phrases or expressions, they all give a casual tone to the letter, which is essential in an informal letter. Let's talk about grammar now. Probably the hardest thing about the English language. Here the examiner evaluates your control over grammar and how accurately you have used it in the letter. Let's look at some grammar rules that I followed in this letter. As you can see, there are articles, prepositions, verbs, tenses, modals, linking words, different grammatical structures have been used. The examiner also looks at the range of sentence types you have used in the letter. You should use a mixture of simple, compound and complex sentences. Besides this, your punctuation, commas, full stops, exclamation point or any other punctuation mark should be correct as well. So like I told you, while writing this letter, I've taken care of all the things an examiner is looking for. I've answered all the parts of the question statement, written a well-structured and logical letter by using effective paragraphing and by making sure that each sentence connects with the next one. I've used a range of informal vocabulary such as phrasal verbs, contractions, friendly greeting and sign-off. I've used a range of grammatical structures accurately. Now you tell me why this letter wouldn't fetch a higher band score. It definitely will. And if you keep all these things in mind, you can also write a high-scoring informal letter in your writing task 1. Besides this, you must read plenty of informal letters to get more familiar and comfortable writing this style of letter. It will also help you to pick up new vocabulary and expressions. And make sure to consult only reliable sources such as unolearning.com for model answers. At UnoLearning, our expert trainers offer live online classes for IELTS preparation. Visit our website and take a look at our courses. So that's the end of our video. We really hope this video was useful to you. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.